Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Neon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And we're going to talk about brown hobbits again.
It's a day that ends in Y. This actor's out there again going on about racism.
So let's talk about The Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power Season 2. They want to remind...
Somebody's got to talk about it.
Well, that's just it. They want to remind you that this show exists because remember, guys, only 37% of viewers finished The Rings of Power. That's very bad by Amazon's own metrics. Everybody talking about that. That's not an alt-right YouTube grifter thing. This is fact. Mm-hmm. Most people who started the show did not finish it, but they probably committed to multiple seasons. They did, I think it was like 5 seasons up front. Now we have another problem with season 2. The showrunners were not allowed to make any changes to the scripts because of the writer's strike. So, you know, this one might be even worse.
It was mostly done, though, I believe, when that happened. So
yeah.
They were trying to hurry up and get it in there before the striking happened. But
and before lock.
Yeah, basically.
You know. So it's going to be really interesting to see what's going on. But again, they're going back to the same well. To drum up interest in the show, they're using more anti-marketing, and they're already calling fans bigots and racist.
Yeah, that's not a way to win people back.
No.
Like, you know, don't like, you know what, guys, we're going to try to be, you know, listen to what you're saying and listen to your criticisms and try to, like, make it a little better this time. No, we're out there again calling everybody racist and bigots again. I'm sorry, they're calling them racist trolls.
Racist trolls now. So let's talk about this. This show cannot end soon enough. Seriously. And I think if season 2 is a huge misfire, Amazon might just...
It's another case, though, too, of the actors just not keeping their damn mouth shut.
Yeah, and well, that's the thing. The people that work on these shows do more damage on social media to the shows. Like, I think actors have been bitching about fandoms for decades, right? But you didn't hear about it.
I get to, like, you know, they're really upset like, that they worked really hard on this. I think it's great, and they're personally offended. I get it. I truly get it. But it's not helping you at all.
No. So let's talk about this. Before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. If you do, you'll get a woohoo. Woohoo! And now here's the thing. This show was not well received by a lot of audiences. It was not well received by Tolkien fans. They did have a Tolkien scholar that they booted from the show early on.
Right, to hire one that would go along with what they wanted.
Or go along with the narrative.
It's basically like the other Tolkien scholars are like, no, that wouldn't make sense with it. We found the one that said, hot damn, you're right, and that's who we're listening to.
Yes. Who's got the bluest hair? That's who we're going to listen to. This is coming from CBR. Rings of Power stars slam racist trolls who oppose diverse casting. Again, CBR, which just fired all its editorial, right? CBR generates their headlines via AI. I'm 100% convinced because this is word salad, all the buzzwords.
But who opposed diverse casting? Again, when you compare it to the movies and the cartoons they did, like, you know, and all that, all of a sudden having all these diverse characters that suddenly disappear when you get to the films, people are like, that doesn't make any sense. That's not going to work. That's somehow crap. And I think you're just doing it because of agenda. That's why. And I'm so tired of it. If you call out something for being like, you know, diversifying it all just for agenda's sake, it's because you're a terrible person. They're blaming other countries like South Korea on Little Mermaid filming because they're just basically like, I don't want to watch your shit. You're trying to hoist your crappy movies onto us. We don't like it. We don't want it. And then you're calling us racist.
Yeah, that was interesting. You were watching that one YouTube channel.
Yes, because Sarah sent me a link to it.
Yeah,
Sarah.
And it was interesting to hear.
They're interviewing South Koreans,
and their take on The Little Mermaid, and they're basically like, we just don't think it looked very good. That doesn't mean we're racists, but whatever.
They people said it looked really dark. They said, you know, in general, it just didn't look very fun. You know, but oh no, you're a terrible person. Same here. All the racist trolls who brought up a valid point of saying, but where was the diversity in the movies? How are you going to explain the lack of it when you watch the show and then the films?
Yeah, so this is I guess the guy who plays the...
But the one who always is out there bitching about
Wayne
something.
Arthur's
Oh, this is the one that's supposed to got like the death threats and got his account hacked and all that.
Yeah. Man, you can't like turn these, you can't block these video ads and you can't turn them off. CBR is desperate.
Unfortunately, that's the way it is with these networks.
Yep.
Because it's happening on our Pirates and Princesses too.
Okay, so he plays Dwarven Prince Durin in the series. Like you go, oh God, really? Are we still there as a human race? That drives me wild. The guys have been through a lot. to be on the receiving end of things. And I hope one day we will, as a human race, be one.
Okay, that's a great plan, except, but we wish this be one, right? Except that when a movie comes out and you don't think there's enough diversity in it, you're all screaming that where's the diversity? So you're all one and everybody's equal, or it's all about representation and diversity. You can't have it both ways. You were joking earlier today about how they're talking about purity and bloodlines and different types of racism. And you're like, and the same people yelling about how we need to be pure bloodline are calling out people for being Nazis.
Yeah, I've seen on Twitter some people being like, yeah, let's not intermingle with other races to keep our own bloodline pure. And it's not the groups you'd think are saying it.
But the same people that are calling everybody else Nazis.
Yes.
Yes,
they're calling everybody else Nazis and fascists and then putting charts of how you shouldn't date outside your race. To keep your bloodline pure.
The irony is just off the charts.
Those are the bad guys, right? Those are the bad guys, the racial purity people.
And then I love it, how we're all just one in one breath, and how dare you in another, you know?
Anyway, so now we have the one who plays Queen Regent Muriel. What I'm looking forward to as we move on to season 2 is allowing that conversation to be in the past and just plow ahead. No, they won't. The media is going to keep beating that drum, because if this show is dog shit, it's because racists tanked the show. But the reality is a lot of people gave the show a chance. They started watching it based on the brand recognition, Lord of the Rings, and then they watched it like, wow, this is crap. And they tuned out.
When you have progress, it's like, we're not going to go backward from things that we've established. So basically, we've established it, to shut up. I'm ready to acknowledge it and move on from it, because I think we've kind of said all there is to say. And I know that I have. Then why are you still saying about it?
All right. So this is the actor that got the threats. The guy that plays the Elven fighter. So
all they do is going around collecting all the people's making calls of racism and trying to put us in an article.
Yes. No, I'm telling you, CBR, what they're doing. CBR is, I can almost guarantee you, they are, God, these ads everywhere. They are writing articles using, I believe, AI or AI generated suggestions, which is why the titles all sound like word salad. It's basically all the buzzwords to try to get Google to pick it up, to desperately get more clicks, because they're running out of money because the ad rates are terrible. It's all a game. So basically, these people are being monetized. Their issues are being monetized. So sites like CBR can scrape by and continue to exist.
I'm sorry, I'm just looking at the ad about jewelry, and I'm like, were you trying to buy me jewelry?
I was not. I don't know where they're
getting... The answer was yes, dear. No.
Yeah, yes, dear. No, I don't know where it's coming from. It could be worse. It could be worse ads on there. That'd be awkward. Oh, my God, like that. Those were eggshells, by the way, and I wasn't looking for that. Anyway, I got death threats. I got things mailed to me.
I believe that.
This happened to us. All of this has happened to us. Now, we do know who some of these people...
Not the bank thing, but...
No, but we've had people try to hack our social accounts before. We've had... And it always comes after we talk about like a cartoon show or a comic book or something, and then these waves of attacks begin. But so it's nothing new. I mean, look, if you're out there, ask Keanu Reeves how it is to have somebody just show up at your house and like be walking around your pool or something. That happened to him one time. I guess some woman broke in, like, was completely infatuated with him, broke into his house and was just like kicking around his pool, waiting for him to come home. I'm like,
What do you think was going to happen? You know, I'm like,
I don't know.
I know it was him. I know what happened to some actor. I don't remember if it was him or not.
What the hell is this? Do I want to know what this is?
I don't know.
Do I want to know what this is? I don't know what this is.
We're just pulling random stuff up.
They're just randomly just pulling shit.
Anyway, it doesn't matter.
Anyway, The Rings of Power is based on events established in the Lord of the Rings novels. Bullshit. The series predates the film trilogy.
Which is the problem.
It's not even supposed to be in the same continuity. This is what they're not telling people. They don't have the rights to the movies. So, you know, they can say these are the prequels to the movies, but they're technically not. But they're going to bank on the popularity of the movies.
Yeah, but they could say, okay, well, the characters, there's more diversity because it's not actually connected to the films. But they can't.
Right.
No one's going to watch it
Nobody's going to watch it. So, yeah, now they bring up the writer's strike, and the show's continuing. Despite the writer's strike, what could possibly go wrong? But, like, look, this show is already it's already fucked. I mean, it doesn't matter. I mean, are there people who were irrationally angry about, races being changed, whatever, on the show? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that does happen. But people are also angry that everything in the last 5 to 8 years, every classic IP has been Hollywoodified.
Well, not just that, we had the card set come out. What was it? WotC's cards, then they were doing Lord of the Rings, and they race banned like every character, like every Hobbit ever is now not white.
Aragorn's black.
Everybody is.
There's another character that I forget who they made, but yeah, and they did it just to troll people.
They made Rosie black, I'm pretty sure. It's like there's like all these cards, and
she's not allowed to intermingle.
I'm just saying it's funny. Like, they keep doing it, but then people complain, and it's like, why are you just race bending people? It's just lazy. And then they're like, you're just a racist. It's like, well, I argue so are you, because you think every other race besides white people is acceptable, so that makes you racist too. I don't know what to tell you. It's just people are tired of it. They're tired of the lazy shit. And then a lot of people that aren't even white are tired of the lazy shit. Like, I get the hand-me-downs, and then you're like telling me that I have to like it, and stuff like that. It's just, go make something new.
Yeah, this thing is just Tolkien in name only. I mean, it's based very, 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 very loosely on Tolkien. They obviously took a lot of liberties with it, and the thing about Tolkien was, Middle Earth was supposed to be an analogy, a history of the UK. Like, you're gonna have a lot of white people in the UK. I mean, it's just the way it is. I'm sorry, I didn't make the rules.
How dare you?
How dare you? But this is a cultural thing. They've been going after Tolkien for years. Tolkien Society has even been going after Tolkien, and by extension, bring up WotC, because Dungeons and Dragons, Magic the Gathering, all of them have kind of origins in Tolkien and fantasy. They've been going after those properties too, basically to just rewrite all of it, because
it's funny, because
problematic.
if you said it'd be like writing a story about an African tribe's culture and then making everybody in the tribe white, and they'll be like, you can't do that because it's a cultural thing. So is this.
Yeah.
So that's what it gets me, is like, because they will literally say, well, white people don't have culture.
Nah, not at all. I mean, the Irish and the Scottish and the English, and they're all exactly, Scandinavians, they're all exactly the same.
Until recent year, they all were exactly the same.
They all speak the same language, it's just called white. Vinyl, the Vinyl dialect.
Are we done?
The dialect of the colonizers.
This done. This video is actually lasting longer than the show is lasting, so let's wrap it up.
All right, guys, let's wrap this one up. Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. We'll talk later.
Bye.
Help support the channel. Go to thereef.support and get early access to podcasts, videos, and other content. That's thereef.support.